Happy New Year's, everybody. Today is New Year's Day. So, welcome to 226. This is the second of a series of videos I'm posting on YouTube, and I'll be sharing on TikTok and Facebook. Eventually, I'll be putting them on my website, vocalmaestro.com. My name is Nelson Del Pino. I want to share with you my story. Now, before I can get into my story, I just kind of want to give you some of my background. I just got out of the hospital, and I've been in the hospital for 6 months. And so I've been through hell, if you want to say that, call it that. It's been really, really a challenge for me and life changing in many ways. So I've been making my New Year's resolution, my long term, mid term, short term plan. When you have a long term plan, you need to start doing that first because that reflects your habits. What kind of habits do I need in the long term to succeed? And so it helps to know yourself. What are your good habits, your bad habits, and habits you need to change? So that's hard to tell sometimes, but basically, your habits is what got you where you are. So your good habits, if you are where you want to be, then your good habits probably got you there. If you are not where you'd want to be, then it's your bad habits that got you there. Now, I'm a private vocal teacher, private singing teacher, but I've also worked with record producers and people like that. Initially, I started at the top, if you want to say that, and started in the beginning where I worked with record producers as an intern. I thought I wanted to produce, so I ended up vocal coaching and training people on singing. And then I got the attention of a record producer who wanted to use me with his clients, to help his clients. And so he called me a development coach and kind of gave me a new job description where I started to work with all of his clients. And he was very generous with me, a very nice man and friend. But he opened certain doors and opportunities for me that got me also to work directly with record labels. And through record labels, I got some signed artists and opportunities to see how record labels work and how people have to learn how to work with a record label or with their own label. If you are independent and self-created and you're producing yourself, essentially you're a self-created label, recording label. You just happen to be a business of one. Just like if I'm teaching private lessons, I'm a business of one. I don't have employees. I don't have other people working for me. But it's still a business that's not, in some ways, not any different than it would be a school or a major corporation. They all have certain things. We all have certain things and share certain things in common. And so a lot of the questions can be resolved if you just have a system or a way to address those issues. For example, when I was in a hospital, there was a system in the hospital of care that I didn't particularly care for. You know, it's really hard being in a hospital for 6 months. I went there one day just thinking I was going to be in and out. I had some swelling on my feet. It's called edema. And I thought I'd just get something for it. I thought I had acid reflux and I thought it was being caused by acid reflux, called silent acid reflux. And I always believed in self-care, so I had to, I kind of made my own diagnosis. But apparently it wasn't complete. So I went to the hospital thinking I was just going to get a pill or something for to bring down the swelling on my feet and just prop up my feet and everything would be fine. But it wasn't fine. I ended up one day in the hospital. I went to the hospital. I ended up there in the hospital for 6 months. I had a kidney stone, and that ruptured or damaged my kidneys, and that's the doctor said. And then I had blood clots that may have, I don't know exactly, but they found some heart damage. And so even now, I don't understand all of that because I had no symptoms or awareness that I was unhealthy at all. And I still not feel like I'm okay, and I feel I'm healthy. And but I read these doctors' reports, and they describe my condition, and it's way above my head. I talk about it with my doctor to kind of get my own understanding and education, but it's a process, and in the meantime, I'm still looking for miracles and healing, and I believe, frankly, in miracles and healing, and that God can heal, and there are such things as miracles, but miracles, any miracle, what we call a miracle, is a series of little miracles. That's what makes the miracles you read in the Bible, I think, or we don't see the process. But there's a series of miracles is what moves mountains. There's a lot of miracles. We were designed or meant to live a miracle every day above ground. It's a miracle when you think about it. So anyway, so I'm just wanting to be transparent. I started to talk about my experience in the hospital, and I tried to be transparent about it without pointing fingers at anybody, or even, I don't particularly care to be critical. You know, as a Christian, I believe that you should not accuse or excuse everybody. That evil is really not what most people think. It's just the way we accuse and excuse each other. We excuse bad behavior, while at the same time we accuse other people of bad behavior who may not be bad behavior, but just behaviors we don't approve or we don't like. And so I really believe in being yourself. Be authentic. Be yourself. Don't try to be what you're anybody but you. And that you are okay, but you gotta know yourself for that, to have that experience. And you gotta, and that how you perceive yourself has to be borne out in your life. And so that's why I've got so many ideas all the time. I want to write a book on my own approach to personality typing, for example. I call it my type method, a targeted approach to enhance personality. There's the Myers-Briggs approach, which is my methods are based upon, and there's also Carl Jung methods that influenced me in my thinking about type methods. Archetypes specifically is what they're called. And also, I've studied a lot of philosopher. I'm somewhat of a self-made philosopher, so I studied particularly Kierkegaard's writing of Kierkegaard's and his use of religion, archetypes, and himself and society, right? And so when I look at the world, there's a lot of irony in what I see. Things that seemingly don't make sense because they're paradoxes, they're conflicting ideas where there's some truth on both sides, but neither are right or neither are wrong. And so when you start excusing and accusing other people or yourself with other people, you're really adding to the confusion. That's why I don't think of myself, I don't particularly care for controversies, because the very idea of a controversy to me is something, there's this notion that spreads, that only confuses people, not enlightens people. And if you're confused or you're confusing other people, well, that's not a good thing. You have to want to be enlightened yourself and also help others to see the light, as would be a preference, I think. So I'll be talking about personality typing on my YouTube channel, share it on Facebook and other social media, on my website. I'm starting consulting again because now I'm home, I'm out of the hospital, I'm looking at the rearview mirror. I have things I'm doing to help my health, and I've been getting better, seemingly improving, and I'm feeling good. And so I'm going to start consulting again, consulting like I did when I was producing, and I worked with the producers, and at the same time I want to continue doing private singing lessons or music lessons like I did, like I've been doing now. So I want to broaden my horizons, and I want hopefully I can help you to see your horizon and where you can go in your life and achieve your goals. That's what I'm about ultimately. How do you achieve your goals? And so I'll be talking more about that in the subsequent videos. Happy New Year's. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe. I have a GoFundMe. Please contribute. Help me with my work, and let's move on to the promised land together. Talk to you later. Bye bye.